All right. Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Anthony from poundedsports.com. Hey, Anthony. What's happening?
How's it going? Another lovely day.
All right. We got 5 football games tonight and a special guest. I'm going to bring in our guest, Ladarius Brown. Hey, welcome back,
Hey,
Ladarius.
hey, how are you guys?
Doing great, man. Good to have you back. Uh, we got 5 games today we're going to talk about. Let's talk about some promos we got going on here at Maximum Edge.
All right, so I got a week promo. I've done this before, and many people have jumped in on the deal. Try me out for a week. It's $39.99 for the week. If you do not profit in 1 week, you're gonna get the rest of the year free. Very simple. Many people have jumped on this about a little over a month when I did this, and some people got a week free, and some people profited. So sign up. Go to poundedsports.com. Let's sign up for a week and let's make some money. Plain and simple.
All right. Let's talk about the Maximum Edge VIP page. And we got, if you send a screenshot of subscribing to our YouTube channel, you get access to our VIP page. And you get 1 VIP play per day. All you have to do is send a screenshot of your subscription to YouTube and then send the follow request to Maximum Edge VIP, the Max Edge VIP, and you'll get access to that Twitter page. How about Ladarius? Do you have any promos going on?
Today I usually do a daily, free pick of the day, and the free pick I have going on today is for the Cleveland Browns for the Thursday night game, in regards to Case Keenum and taking the over, which I believe at the time of the quarter was 219 and a half passing yards, and I said definitely take the over on that.
All right. So let's see. We are going to talk a little college football. There's 4 games on tap. First game we got tonight is Tulane versus SMU. Tulane is a 13.5-point dog on the road. SMU is ranked, I think. I think they're 24th or 25th in the country. Line opened at 14.5 with a 70.5 over under. A lot of points expected in this one. SMU is undefeated. They're 6-0, 4-2 against the spread. Tulane 1-5, 2-4 against the spread. Anthony, you expect a lot of points in this one?
I do. SMU's defense is not the greatest at all. Probably middle of the road, a little worse than middle of the road. And they can put some points up on the board, but they've had a lot of big breaks. They've had a lot of penalties going to help them. They've had passes bounce off helmets, caught for first downs. I mean, they've had a lot of big breaks going into their 6-0 start. And they're ranked number 21. I mean, going into the season, I don't think anybody expected SMU to start off this good. They went into a TCU a visitor, and they dominated the game as 10-point dogs and won the game outright by 7. So, I mean, this line in Tulane is nothing to brag about. We saw that we had Houston. They went toe to toe with Houston for the first half, maybe the first 3 quarters, but Houston pulled away late and won by 18. And I expect SMU to do the same, but I think a bigger winning margin than 18. I think SMU wins easy here.
Nice. Ladarius, what's your thoughts on Tulane at SMU tonight?
Just to kind of, I pretty much agree with Anthony. But when we talk about SMU, obviously their offense, they average almost 41 points a game. And you start with their quarterback, Tanner Mordecai, who has 26 touchdowns to 7 interceptions there. So you have almost a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio there. And I think Anthony alluded to it. Tulane, listen, they've lost their last 5 games. And going into this, it's not going to be a defensive game. It's going to be one of those defense optional games where the defense can pretty much stay on the bus. But I expect take the over because these two teams can score. And like I say, Sonny Dykes, great offensive guy. I expect. Listen, I'm taking SMU minus 13.5. I see a lot of points, but I like SMU's offense just a little bit more than I do Tulane's. SMU winning, I believe, 4 of their last 5. So take them, 21 ranked team in the country, and take them.
Yeah, I like this game too as well. I'm going to be taking SMU minus the points as well. The over, the total, I'm not sure of. I didn't play it, but most of the bets and money are on the under tonight. Maybe the people think that 70.5 is a lot of points. Let's see. Total's gone over in 6 of Tulane's last 7 and under in 4 of SMU's last 6 games. But between these two teams, total's gone over in 6 of their last 8 head-to-head. So they do play some shootouts. That's for sure. Like Anthony said, the defense of SMU ranks 79th in the country. So not a great defense, but the number 7 overall offense. Tulane offense ranks 67, defense ranks 122. Everything points to SMU, but 13.5 points, that's for a division game. It's a lot of points. So not super confident. I will be taking SMU though. Next game we got is Louisiana Lafayette. The Raging Cajuns on the road. They're an 18.5 or 18-point road favorite at Arkansas State, the worst defensive team in the country. I'll start with Ladarius on this one. Ladarius. This one also over under 70 point shootout in this one too. Your thoughts on the Cajuns and Arkansas State?
Going into this game, listen, you alluded to the Arkansas State, and listen, they're just not good. And you try to find a bright spot, trying to find positive words. I try to be a positive person, but when I look at Arkansas State, I'm looking down their stats, I'm looking at their roster, and I'm going, whoever they're playing, take them, take the opponent, and then you got the Raging Cajuns. Yeah, in all honesty, just take the Raging Cajuns because listen, upsets can happen every day. Listen, App State beat Michigan X amount of years ago, but I don't expect to see anything like that. I expect this quite possibly to maybe over by the half because I just don't. I mean, they're probably the worst team in the country. I don't believe that's hyperbole. They're bad. So in those situations, I could read the stats, but it's going to be very, very upsetting to fans of the Red Wolves, and I don't want to do that. So
no home dog tonight.
Yeah. So basically, just take Louisiana Lafayette.
Yeah. Anthony, 18 points. Is that too many for Louisiana Lafayette?
No, not at all. I can't believe it's not even 23-24.
Yeah.
That's how bad this Arkansas defense is. I mean, they can give up 40, 50 points on a weekly basis. They're atrocious. And look what the Raging Cajuns did to the Appalachian State, who was a legit team in that conference.
Yeah.
This is going to be easy pickings. They're going to be covering the spread at halftime. You're going to see a blowout. This is going to be in the 50s. Lafayette's going to be scoring. The only problem with Arkansas State is just trying to end the game fast enough so they can just end this game because it's going to be a punishment. I mean, it's going to be bad.
I like it. Lafayette, a balanced team. Their defense ranked 62, offense ranked 63 overall, so they're pretty balanced. And then, of course, like I said, for Arkansas State, number 130 ranked defense in the country, so it's dead last. So their offense ranked 41, so they can score. They just can't stop anybody. So I'm surprised that it's only 18 points. Maybe it's because Louisiana Lafayette is on the road. But I'm taking the Raging Cajuns tonight too. All right, so now we've got Florida Atlantic -6.5 at Charlotte. This is it's a suspicious line. I mean, Charlotte is not a terrible team, getting almost a touchdown at home. Anthony. Yeah, you've been on Charlotte before. They won a couple bets for you so far. You like Charlotte tonight?
Yeah, I love Charlotte tonight. I mean, Florida Atlantic is the superior team in that conference, but nobody gives Charlotte any credit in this conference. They have played at home, a very good home team in the conference. They are they won last time on the road. But who they beat on the road last FIU. They manhandled FIU on the road. This is the dog of the day. Is Charlotte. I mean, it's went from 7 to +6.5, and Florida Atlantic has not won a road game yet. So if you look at their road games, they lost to Florida, which that's understandable. They lost to Air Force 31-7. They couldn't keep up with Air Force. And then UAB manhandled them last week on the road. So what makes me think that they're going to win by a touchdown on the road for Charlotte, who is very underrated, continue to be underrated. They're dog every week, and yet they continue to cover. This is Charlotte written all over it. I mean, I love Charlotte in this spot. Like I said, it's the dog of the day.
Yeah, it's Florida Atlantic 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games against Charlotte. So these teams, I mean, that's how they match up. You know, Charlotte just seems to be a little bit of a problem for Florida Atlantic. But Florida Atlantic, I mean, Charlotte's defense ranked 113 in the country. They've been having troubles on defense, although they've been able to score. FAU defense 63rd and offense ranked 35. So yeah, like you said, they're the superior team. I don't know. I like Charlotte at home. They're 6-1 straight up their last 7 games at home. Ladarius, are you taking the dog of the day too?
Yeah. Oh, not that dog of the day. This dog of the day. Gotcha. You know, I think Anthony alluded to, when you look on paper, it just feels like Willie Taggart's team is the better team. But here's the problem: if you cannot win on the road, and Charlotte's not a terrible football team. You know, they're 4-2, they're 2-0 in this conference. So I really lean toward, listen, I would take the +6. I take it. I take the +6.5 because it feels like it's very weird. It's very weird. I understand why they're the dog. I'm not gonna, question it, but it just feels like if you're giving +6.5 against a team like Anthony alluded to, who lost, can't win on the road. This feels like a situation. Look, when you look at their run game and you look at in totality, they're not a terrible football team. So, like you said, their defense is not what to my liking for the 49, for Charlotte. Yeah. But at home against the team that I don't trust on the road, that to me, in my mind, it equates to take the home. So I'm definitely taking Charlotte +6.5. Because this just feels like a game where, yeah, people, if you want to look at the paper, that's cool. But when you dig deep, take your shovel and look, the FAU's not great on the road. Like you mentioned, they beat listen, we beat them. As a Gators fan, we beat them. Air Force, UAB. I mean, all signs to me just points to Charlotte. So I'm definitely saying take Charlotte +6.5.
Yeah, and on top of that, Florida Atlantic's numbers aren't much different than Charlotte's.
Yeah,
This
they're super.
this line is way wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, the people, if they are taking Florida Atlantic, I'm sorry, there's just no chance that you can take a road team by that much number for very, very evenly matched numbers.
yeah,
Their defense is about the same. Their offense is about the same. In fact,
yeah.
I think Charlotte has a better offense overall, consistently, even on the road, than the Florida Atlantic. So, I mean, this to me is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So it's Charlotte finds a way to win. That's the difference. You know, they found a way to win 6 out of the last 7 against FAU. So they're 4-2, like Anthony said this year. Florida Atlantic is 3-3. In fact, they're 3-3 against the spread too. So as far as the total, both these teams are 2-4 to the under. The total's gone under 11 of Florida Atlantic's last 15 games and under in 5 of the 6 games between these two head-to-head. So I would lean under, and this one's 56.5. Does anyone have any thoughts on the total before we move to the San Jose State, Nevada, Las Vegas game?
I would say over. Charlotte's defense, nothing to brag about. They can definitely give up a lot of big plays, and yeah, Charlotte's, just because of Charlotte's defense, I'd go with the over.
And a Thursday night, short week.
I think we're going to see this game. It's going to be a shootout, 7-7, 3-3, 7-7, back and forth. Whoever's got the last score is really going to win this game.
There you go. That's why we take the home dog plus the points. Next game, San Jose State. And now they're -5 now, or -6 now. The line's been steamed up. This line opened at -3. So, boy, a lot of San Jose State money coming in. Over under 46.5 still. 44 now. Okay. They opened at 46.5. So down to 44. Not expecting a lot of points. Nevada, Las Vegas, probably one of the worst teams in the country. San Jose State really played a tough game against San Diego State last week, a 2 overtime loss, 19-13. Ladarius, thoughts on San Jose State at Nevada, Las Vegas tonight?
Well, you know, I will say this. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of either team here, but I see, because Anthony knows where I'm going to, so that's why he already. So I'm not gonna look his way because I know what he's gonna do. So I'm gonna be professional. Look, I think last time I talked about San Jose State, like Nick Starkel. It's first and foremost, please take the under. Like why look at this? Take the under.
Yeah.
Like, first and foremost, I'll say that before I jump in. San Jose -6. I don't love it because, listen, UNLV, 0-6. That's all you need to know. Bill Parcells says you are what your record says you are, and that's pretty accurate with UNLV. So, right, when I look at this matchup, to me, the question in my mind is, do I trust San Jose State to win this game by a touchdown, or do I feel somehow, some way, UNLV makes this a game? That's the question when I see that line. Because you look at these teams, I'm not going to say it's no Marshall North. It's none of that. It's none of that. But I look at UNLV here. I will say, begrudgingly, if Nick Starkel, listen, play at Mississippi State, I'm asking Nick Starkel personally, please, for the sake of your school, for the sake of your coaching staff, you got to play better.
Yeah.
Because you weren't terrible at Mississippi State. You transfer, you come into an ideal spot this is your team, and you're doing this. So I'm not putting all the onus on him, but I'm asking Nick Starkel, because to me, for me to say San Jose -6, I need Nick Starkel to throw the ball to his team. I need them to throw the ball to their team and not to the other team. So, with all that being said,
take the under.
Take the under. If you ask me about the line, if you ask me now, my gut is saying UNLV +6 for some reason. I don't know why, because I just feel that 3-4 record is not what we. I'll step on the limb, on the hot wire. I'll say UNLV +6. I don't like this game. I don't like the law because you're essentially asking me to trust San Jose State, and I have to trust them more than UNLV. It's like it's like Brussels sprouts and asparagus. So with that being said, I will take right now. Maybe later on I'll change my mind. UNLV Pride. I'll take +6 because there's just no way in my mind I'm thinking maybe UNLV can make this closer. Maybe something in the recesses of my mind, even though they're terrible. I know they're terrible. Like you don't have to convince me. I know they're terrible. But I'll say UNLV +6 begrudgingly because of how I feel about Nick Starkel, how I feel about San Jose State's offense. Because I don't like it. It should be better, and I don't like it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of a stay away game. Here's where I'm at. San Jose State, this is kind of a prime letdown spot for them after double overtime loss to San Diego State. And UNLV, it's possible that this is the one game they win all season. If they're able to keep it close, you want that home dog 6 points. Just if it's a close game, you've got the home points in your back pocket. San Jose State 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games. And then, like you said, the under's gone. It's gone under 10 of San Jose State's last 13 games. So that's where it's pointing to. Anthony, you're leaning on this game. I know it's probably a stay away for you. I know you hate this game.
My pick is it's going to be a snooze fest. That's my pick. It's going to be boring. So, I mean, no, I'm not watching this game. It's probably going to have the least amount of views in the entire television night. I mean, it's going to be that boring. You're looking at like a 19-13 type game. It's going to be ugly. So I would lean the under, and there's no chance in hell that I can take San Jose State in this spot. Give me UNLV, and I'll even take them to win. Sprinkle the money line, UNLV. There's nothing that tells me San Jose State's going to win, or even take charge in this game. Give me the Las Vegas. They're going to get their first win of the season.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. All right. We got one NFL game tonight too. It's a MASH unit game with the Broncos and Browns. A lot of players injured. Most of the star power for the Cleveland will be watching from the sidelines.
Don't get Ladarius start with the Browns now.
No, let's not. I mean, we could, but viewer discretion is advised. So,
the line didn't move. I mean, it stayed at like Browns -3 for the longest time. I know now it's Browns -1 as people are betting on the game tonight. They're going to watch the game with some action on it. Ladarius, I kind of like. I mean, I took the Broncos at +3 because I think if it's close, whether it's a field goal game, I don't expect a lot of points to be scored in this game. But if I were to pick a side, I'd pick the Broncos plus the points, even though they're not a good road team. What do you think?
Look, when I look at this game, let me start with Denver before I dive into Cleveland. When I look at Denver, like over the last 3 games, they've averaged 17 points. That's 29th. That big winning streak, they kind of fell to earth a little bit with 3 straight losses.
Yep.
Defensively kind of took a hit. But I really like Teddy Bridgewater. I really do, because he's one of those guys where he's a starter. He may not be a superstar, but he's definitely a viable starter in this league. And right now, he's 4th in the league in completion percentage over what's expected of him at 6.3. So he's exceeding expectations, being accurate. And it helps to have Von Miller, who's, listen, he has 4.5 sacks and he has 7 tackles for loss, 5th in the league. And Denver has won 12 of the last 13 meetings versus Cleveland. So this feels like a game where it's like, oh, this is Denver, right? But and this is where I have to play devil's advocate because listen, you look at Cleveland, it feels like, it's definitely Cleveland Clinic is very filled of Browns players.
Yeah.
No Baker, no Chubb, no Hunt, no Jeremiah, no Owansah, offensive linemen. But like I talked about with Anthony, I talked about Case Keenum and I talked about the quarterback situation. First and foremost, I agree with Baker not playing this game. Seeing what the next games they have going ahead, no, you can sit Baker out. It's like kind of sitting out your starter for the turn of the rotation. And, let them, when you're facing a team that, okay, we can beat them with our, third or fourth guy in the rotation, that sort of thing. But with Case Keenum, here's the thing. If you go back to his time in that year he had with Minnesota, he was 7th in passer rating. He was 2nd in completion percentage that year. So it's not like Case Keenum is a scrub. Cleveland paid a good chunk of money to get Case Keenum as the backup because it's not so much as a knock against Baker, but listen, it doesn't hurt to have, I call it the Noah effect, to have 2 of everything. It doesn't hurt to have 2 good things. Like, listen, they had 2 good running backs, Chubb and Hunt. They're hurt. Yeah. So now you're relying on Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton, which is why I said in my free pick, is like I think I can see Case Keenum going over in passing yards. Now, is he going to throw 40 yards passing? And I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that maybe this is the game where we could see the passing game. Because now with you're having Felton and Johnson in the backfield, maybe Jarvis Landry was activated. Now you get OBJ. You're starting to get healthy, little by little, not a whole lot, but you're getting healthy at your skill position, especially at wide receiver. They're passing in, like I said, they're 26th in passing yards, and they're kind of near the bottom in, passing touchdowns. But like I said, you have a good running game. You have Chubb and Hunt. You didn't have to throw the ball. Yeah. But it also helps to have a guy named Myles Garrett too. That also helps a great deal. Sleeveless or not, it also
he's
helps.
Supposed to play tonight too. I know he's banged up.
And the thing is, the Browns' top 5 offense in the country, Myles Garrett leads the league in sacks, leads the league in tackles for loss. This is a game to me where I kept seeing the line just change and change. And I talked about, things in my preview where I said that to me the key to this game is if Cleveland's passing game, because like I mentioned, they don't have their top 2 running backs back there. So Case Keenum is the guy who has proven, listen, he has an arm, he can throw the ball. He's very accurate. And you got Jarvis Landry, OBJ, David Njoku, who leads the team in receptions. You got Donovan Peoples-Jones. This team, I think I talked about with Anthony, this team is super good. They're Super Bowl good when they're at full health. So, and I feel that Denver losing to a Raiders team, that didn't help either. I look at this game and I go, short week. If Baker was playing in this game, I would have probably picked Denver. I really would have. Simply because the injury was starting to show. So you put in Case, you put in experience. Yeah. I would take right now, I take Cleveland +1 because I would. And simply because I just believe, listen, their defense is going to play. I think their defense is fine. Case Keenum is not terrible. It's not like you're throwing out, Nick Mullins out there or anything. You're throwing out a guy, you're throwing out a quality backup guy who started games in this league. Yeah. So to me, the biggest key is which defense is going to play better. But more importantly, for Cleveland, if we get Case Keenum, if this passing game shows up, this could be the start for something for Cleveland. So give me Cleveland give me Cleveland +1.
All right, Anthony. I think You're on Denver though. I think.
There's no way Cleveland wins this game. I'm sorry to disappoint you. There's no
It happens. Wouldn't be the
chance
first time.
in hell.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You might have won the Marshall. Got a little bold and picked Mean Green, but you know what? This game, I'm putting my foot down. You are definitely going to lose this one. Cleveland is way too banged up. Way too banged up. Case Keenum hasn't had a good game in 2 years. He's the backup for a reason. He doesn't know the playbook, and he hasn't practiced with the first squad in just until this week, pretty much. So his playbook options are limited. You're going to see a lot of running, not a lot of passing downfield. Broncos are going to pound the pressure. This is the game that the Broncos need to win this game more than the Browns, because the Browns are more superior than the Broncos when healthy. So this is the game that the Broncos have to win, because this is a game in any other game, healthy versus healthy, Browns would win in a landslide. The spread would probably be -4, -5, possibly -6 if it was healthy teams. But it's not the case. This is Broncos written all over it. They have to win this game. Von Miller called his shot going into this week, saying, I don't care who I guard, I'm going right after them. So I trust Von Miller. That defense is still very, very good. Bridgewater, he's not flashy, but you don't need to be flashy to win games, as we know. Mayfield's not flashy. He wins games. I'm all over Bridgewater. His career against the spread is ridiculous. I will take Teddy Bridgewater at the Broncos. I love their running game. Yeah, you got Melvin Gordon, and you got Javonte Williams or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this game. Especially once they start getting Williams more or actual lead rusher abilities, that offense is going to open up tremendously. Tremendously.
Yeah, he's a good ball player.
When he played last week, even when they lost, he still had more highlights in Ned's drive than Melvin Gordon's drive. So I love the Broncos tonight. I think the Broncos win just because the Browns are injured, but it is going to be a touchdown game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, this to me feels like a pick 'em. I mean, the line should be, and it came down to almost being a pick 'em right now. I have Denver +3. Do I feel confident about it? No, not really. I mean, Denver. Both these teams are 3-3. You know, the loser of this game is going to have a tougher time making the playoffs. You know, the Broncos are in a tough division as it is already, and then the Browns. You know, they're going to fall farther behind Baltimore. So it's a game that both teams have to have. Case Keenum, of course, man, he's scrappy. You know, he was scrappy in college at Houston and with the Vikings. Like, he hasn't played in a while, so we don't know what we're going to get out of him. That's why this game
2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
This game, it's
we're
a
not going to
pick 'em.
see the Case Keenum from 2 years ago. Yeah, we're not going to see the Case Keenum from 2 years ago. The people are going to be disappointed. He doesn't have the playbook abilities to do it. He doesn't have his top receiver. He doesn't have great running backs. You got rookies. I mean, if they fumble, there goes a whole entire drive. I mean, Cleveland, they're meant to lose this game. They're destined to lose this game. If they, I mean, I'd be shocked if the Vikings, to be honest. Shocked.
Yeah, with Chubb and Hunt, man, that's really puts a big dent in the things that Cleveland likes to do. They're the number one rushing team in the NFL. D'Ernest Johnson, he's all right. Demetric Felton, good receiver out of the backfield. Those guys can make plays. And you've got guys like Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Noah Fant that Teddy can throw to. And then, like you said, Denver's got a pretty good run game too. They both teams have good pass rushers, Von Miller and Myles Garrett. It might be a pretty fun game to watch, to be honest. I don't know. I think it'll be close. That's why I like Denver with the points. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Browns somehow pull this one out. All right, what do you say we give away a free play, Anthony? We have a free play in college football. All right, here we go. right. Our records, we're climbing back, though, I think, right? We made a dent in it last week.
And one last game.
All right.
Yep.
And tonight,
So,
we
free
got
play
two plays.
is-
All right. Nice. Right. We got the Hurricanes against the Canadians tonight. I like that play. I'm going to have to get off here and get on my DraftKings and enter that one. I like that play. Only minus 120 for the Hurricanes, huh? And SMU minus 13. Ladarius, any thoughts on Hurricanes and Canadians?
To me, just I really like I like the money line.
Yeah.
Because I like the money line way more than I do the Canadians. I don't want to. If you're a Canadians fan, I've already offended the Arkansas State fan base tonight. So
The
might as
Habs.
well go full circle. But I also really love that SMU minus 13. To me, that's a lock. That's an absolute lock.
Great.
Because
All right.
I like those free plays, but the SMU one is just fantastic. I really love that one. That's a lock.
Very cool. I feel good about my bet on the SMU Mustangs tonight then. A lot better. We are back here tomorrow, same time, Anthony, talking Friday night college football. A little shorter show than, of course, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday college football, Sunday NFL, Monday night football on Monday. Our weekend's over, Anthony. Our Tuesday, Wednesday weekends. We're back doing
Happy Monday.
shows.
Happy Monday, Tooch.
Yep. All right. I want to thank our guest, Ladarius Brown, for joining us again. It was fun. And Anthony, thanks again. And we will see you all tomorrow. Thanks.
Second string, and I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to